Hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a brand new series of Cities Skylines. As you will have seen, the channel name is MacMan Games. I'm a man, I'm on my Mac, we're going to do some gaming. I figured the name was pretty self-explanatory. Macs never were particularly good for gaming. However, this has all changed with the new Apple Silicon, and recently I figured this out because I thought, what can I play on my Mac when I'm traveling? And I've really got into it, and genuinely I'm amazed by the quality, the games, the way it runs, the graphics, absolutely everything has been awesome. So I figured, why not make a series? We'll do it all on my Mac. We've got here Cities Skylines today, which is a fairly demanding game, I would say. Even my PC sometimes gets a bit frustrated with me. But we're going to start a brand new series. We're going to start a brand new city. And I have no idea where we're going to choose, but I figured we'd do some of the new maps, if I can find them. They've gone somewhere in the middle. Is this map pack 2? And we would start with I want something nice and funky and interesting to do, actually. Let's go with something like this. I like this. It's definitely not going to be called Lakewood. Let me know in comments below if you have any better names. I'm not sure that's going to stay that way. But let's get started. So here we are. A brand new map. We're in Cities Skylines. I'm looking forward to this. Let's jump in and let's see if we can get through that very basic initial stages. You're all going to have to bear with me because I've got a funny feeling that when I look at this in the edit afterwards, it's all going to be moving remarkably too quickly. And that's something that I need to get better at, and definitely something that I will be working on getting better at. So we need to create a bit of road, and I know what everyone's thinking. Just need to do that first piece so that we can get dirt roads and then start doing things a little bit cheaper. But let's see what we can actually create here. And just see, again, I just want to get the basics started. We're going to try and do a simple grid format for now. And then we'll come up with some more creative stuff, probably on version 2 of the city that will need to be built. Once we've actually got the money and things are growing and things are moving properly in the right direction. So for now, we're just going to have a small quadrant that we can get started in. Let's do that. And we can get the show on the road. Now, in terms of... Ooh. So that was interesting. That bubbled around a bit too much. So what we're going to do is I think we're going to have all of our industry and the like on the opposite side of the road. And this, I'm not too worried about where everything goes. Ooh, why does this look so... There's way too many roads. Oh, look at that. It's actually done it wrong. Let's map that out. This would be 200. No, that's doing the same thing. That's the road I was looking for. And now what we can do is we can actually have our power over here. It's miles away, I know. It's not the ideal. We need to get across the gap. That's fine. But it will mean that at least we've got some basics to get us started. We do have water in here, actually. That's quite nice. So, actually, for our water, why wouldn't we grab everything off of here? And again, I recognise that this is a bit of a pain because we're going to have to run cables, which are expensive, and at the beginning we don't really have any money, etc., etc., etc. However, I just think it's going to be the quickest way for us to get everything set up and just get these basics moving. So, here we go. Now, any of you seen City Planner Plays, you know there's some rules. Can't build water pipes wherever you want. That would be madness, I tell you. So what we're going to try and do is keep everything under the roads, just like City Planner would. And that's not so much of a problem in terms of the roundabout, because the roundabout would in fact be ours, as it were, the towns, I guess. But what it does mean is that we can chuck these in and we'll end up with some nice coverage fairly quickly. And as for this, I'm just going to drag it straight down for now. That road is going to carry on, but just for now, that's what we need just to get started. And now, of course, we're going to throw in a load of residential. Let's get this game moving. Let's actually get it started as well. I forgot to press play. And the last thing that we need is some eco water treatment plant. We're not going to be pumping everything into the sea at this point, or into the river. So we are going to have one of these all the way back up there, which I'm hoping reaches. Yes, it does. Fantastic. And then all we need to do is just create the piping that connects everything together. Done. Perfect. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Love it when a plan comes together. What we'll do as well is we're going to finish building out this section as well. And I think we're going to stick to this idea of the grid for now. I think it would be nice to get some changes in here afterwards, but we can definitely do that a bit later on. I was going to say as well, the Cities Skylines radio doesn't seem to be playing. Or if that was that, that's awful music. So we're going to keep it without music for now, and then let us know in the comments if we need to do something about music. Happily get some royalty-free music to keep this series moving. Keep us enjoying ourselves along the way. So here we go. What we're trying to do right now is get the very first people in. And as we all know, the little tricks at the very beginning to try and get us profitable as quickly as possible is going to be to reduce our overheads and our spending, but more importantly, add in some more houses. Hopefully we can get some more people arriving here very quickly. And again, let's just make sure we've got some water. Because yes, without the water, everything goes bad very quickly. We're just going to cover everything up like that for now. What just happened there? Sewage treatment is all connected. Well, that was very strange. I didn't see that. Why or what? But no reason, actually, for that to happen. Let's throw in some commercial as well, because that's already being asked for. I think what we're going to do, we are actually going to bring this road all the way down, but it's going to curve to go along the river, I think, at some point. Yeah, because that area, look at that. The river would be lovely. Park in the middle, for sure, I'm guessing. And then obviously we're going to have to go onto the other side of the river at some point, but we can figure out how we cross that later. We do have rail, but it's miles away. And it goes into a tunnel? Ah, it comes back out over there. Oh, look at that. That's nice. It's a long tunnel. But that does give us a lot of extra building space, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so we need some commercial, and we need it now. Let's get that going. And I've just realised that actually I've caused us a few issues here without meaning to. So what we're going to do is actually move this. Let's move that. And I've just realised that I disconnected a piece. And then we can just connect this to here. And what that should do in theory is allow us to zone all the way along here if we wanted to. Perfect. This, I believe, is going to be our main road, commercial road, etc. But again, we'll come to that a bit later on. Right now, just need to get to those basic numbers where we can survive and we're not losing as much money anymore. So let's throw in another block over here. And we're going to start creating some industrial units as well. Because, believe it or not, we are going to need some goods for those commercial units to sell. And that's how we do this. Right, everything watered up. With redundancies, because we get told off if we don't do those by City Planner Plays. Yes, that's right. I probably watched way too much of his content, and that's marked me. It's stayed with me, one way or the other. We're going to throw down some industrial. We're going to try and keep these two things separate, so hopefully we'll never end up with kind of polluted anything or anything going bad in that sense. But again, we'll see how that actually works out. And also making sure that everyone can actually get to where they want to go. One of the key things is this being the main highway exit and also the main roundabout to connect people where they live and where they work. That's not going to last very long. I think that's going to end up being a problem. So we're going to have to deal with that as well. I have got it on day-night cycles. Let me know if you want to change that. I'm going to keep it on for now because I do think it's quite cool to see the day-night cycles go through. I am trying to see where the hell that was creepy, but oh, that's why. As the sun goes behind that, it creates really dark shadows coming over that. Okay, so the reality is I can't actually see very well what we're going to do. So no, I don't think we're going to keep this on a day-night cycle. So with the power of editing, ta-da! God bless editing. So we can now actually see what we're doing. And I like the idea of actually going in and out of dark mode later on so that we can see what the city looks like, especially once we've built out along the river and things like that. I think it'll look really cool to be able to have a good look at those things as well. Okay, so we need a bit more industrial. This is literally just that opening stage of the game, which is always a little bit painful, shall we say? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe we don't use the word painful. Just one of those things that takes a while. Some eminent domain used already. Not really what we were looking for or hoping for, but that's okay. We can just get some more of these bits going on. And I think we're going to just try a long, curvy kind of road to just go along this way. Yes. Because then this way we can actually build this out and hopefully find good ways of connecting these roads up. And I think with guidelines on, that's the stuff. This is showing us that. I don't believe that's the right one. Just think if we can get the nice angle on it. Yes, there we go. And again, inside here we can have some different sized areas, so we might be able to do a park or something like that. So, we need a name, and I know that this is a very new channel. I'm new to this. I want to work with you guys to figure out what we're going to call everything and what we're going to name everything. But what I would say is, love some ideas for a name. So if you're the first person to view this video, there's a strong chance that if you put your comment in, I'll take the first name that comes to get us started. That said, please don't put anything rude or something silly that I'm going to have to look at each time. Okay, let's see how we get to our first milestone. Wow, I lost the word there completely. How we get to our first milestone, we need another 120 odd people. So I feel like we definitely need to just get more people in. I'm not really 100% sure why there isn't just more people coming already. So we're going to chuck in another 2 sections over there. Industrial isn't really filling up particularly fast on its own. Why is that separate? I think we messed up this road. If I'm honest with you. And I can't figure out which road it was that we messed up. We usually keep all the road guidelines and everything on, which is all fine. So now the zoning within here should be just one whole section. Doesn't that make more sense? Fantastic. Not sure why that was doing that. We are profitable. Fantastic. Who doesn't love to make a bit of money along the way? And I think that'll be a good way of us moving forward. And, god damn it, every time we're going to do that, we're going to cut the connection. What we are also going to do is we're going to replicate the model on the other side. I think this is a cool way of doing it. So we'll kind of build out in a similar kind of way to what we have on that side, and we'll just do that on this side as well. Let's see, how can we do electricity better, more intelligently. Not more intelligent, just far more direct. Yep. So, I just realised what I need to move. I haven't. Perfect. So let's connect this up. Let's put some power back in. Although actually, yeah, we don't need any of those. We could go from this angle now. That's yes. Yes, excellent, excellent. That's what I'm talking about. And we're fast approaching our first milestone, which I'm very happy about. And what we're going to do to celebrate is maybe plop some more. Yeah, some more. What I'm actually going to do this time is something slightly different. I'm going to just leave a little gap. And that will be for like a footpath or something eventually. Oh, done. Fantastic. This is what we're after. We are going to have achievements and stuff, but what this does is this opens up for us basics. We've got some landfill, we've got recycling, we've got medical, we've also got the schools, and most importantly the elementary school. So that'll allow us to get education, or put education on the map, as it were. And you might have noticed I did leave a little kind of place up here that I thought was going to be good. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm wondering whether it is actually the best way. And I'm thinking somewhere like this, bang in the middle. And we're going to do the same thing with a medical clinic. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You don't need to do these things so quickly. But, haha, I like the idea that we're going to get these things up and running. And although they do cost a bit of money, and I appreciate that, these will bring more people. And the more people they bring, the better it is. The more people that come, the more money we can make, etc., etc. So let's check this out. We are actually... Oh no. We're running out of electric. So let's go from 50 to 60 and see if that helps us. Let's turn on the electricity. Just about. That'll do. And in terms of water. Ooh, sewage treatment. Isn't quite as high as we'd like it to be. Let's see if that affects it. So we're going to have to boot up all of these just to make sure that the sewage numbers... Oh, wow, that jumped up very quickly all of a sudden. Okay. I might have gone a bit too high on that. Maybe we'll go to 66 and see if that works. Perfect. We've got some room, wiggle room. We don't have to worry or think about that now for a moment. And that's fantastic news for us. Just going to check the water pipes. Aha. Thought that might be the case, that we forgot to put water all the way. Very good. We're getting there. We're getting there. And of course, we're still waiting for other things to unlock, which is a shame and kind of a pain. But that's fine. We don't have any parks and things like that yet. Not the end of the world. Everything that we're doing for industry is also kind of limited at this point as well. But again, that's fine. We're going to get there. We're going to throw down a dump yard, refuse, landfill. God almighty, can't think of the words. Landfill site. And then what can we do? Oh, why is electric kicking off again already? Alright, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves some margin to play with. Don't want to be changing this every 10 minutes. Let's put that to 80%. Check the balance. Yep. Yep. Fantastic. So that's fine. That's going to give us just that starting point. And again, we're going to try and get to our next milestone, which is 950 people, and that's a worthy village. So, let's get building. Let's add a few more areas, a few more places, a few more... Oh, eventually we're going to have districts, etc. But right now, none of these things are districts, are they? They're just, they're literally just, streets with some zoning. Okay, so what we're going to try and do here is... Whoa, sorry about that, guys. Oh, that's way too sensitive. I'm going to have to change that on my mouse. That slides way too quickly forwards and backwards. Let's try and get out of here at 90. Like that. That's more like it. I don't really want to... Do we want that? Not sure I'm happy with how that connects. Might just be that I'm not happy with how this connects. And possibly that's because there should be a connection in here. Yeah, let's see what that looks like. Maybe what this should be doing is having a connection to there. So we still get an extra block. And then here... There we go. That might be better. Or at least maybe it's just satisfying my own crazy OCD or something like that. I'm not sure. So let's see if we can fill this area out. I know that this road is going to keep coming along because I'd like that to keep coming along. What I'm not 100% sure is how it's going to connect with this. So we're going to have one more block just like that. And then think a little bit about how we connect this. Maybe it's just simple and it goes to the end. Yeah, and it just points out. And then that allows us to still do some simple connections. That might actually just be a straight one. And take it from there. Nice. So let's throw in some agua, as they say. And then, once we've got some water down here, don't know whether we need that. Possibly. If we decide to put anything in that back parcel there, otherwise it won't work. And then what we need as well is just a little loop to come down here. And again, I know as I build these things, a lot of this first area will change massively. So I'm not too worried. Maybe worried is the wrong word. I don't have to worry too much like at this stage about how this looks and feels. Because again, we're going to change this and we'll find some ways of doing some nice districts. And then at that point, everything changes again. Plus, we haven't even got any parks in here or anything like that. So right now, it really is... There's a lack of stuff and things for people to do and reasons for people to come and actually live here. I am thinking that this main road will remain commercial. So it'll be nice to see like people kind of being able to go and shop along the river. Or potentially maybe there ends up being like a different river walk along there. This will definitely move. Let's be honest. Everyone's utilities move eventually. But again, whilst we've only got one area to do that in, this is going to have to be the way that we get started. So we've got a little bit of all sorts of things going on. And what I want to do now as well, because I'm thinking about this, I think we're going to paint in a couple of just small sections where people can get easy access to some groceries. I just think it would be quite useful to have, yeah, just a couple of little, like corner shops like we get in the UK, I guess, or 7-Elevens and stuff like that that you find in other countries. I think that would be useful. Yeah, awesome. So we've got a little bit of commercial coming in now, which is always what we want. We're going to reconnect just to kind of cheat this a little bit. I'm just going to make sure that is connected. But also because that will give us just that little extra space to... there we go, perfect. To be able to add that back in. And... yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. So what is it that we're looking for right now? We must be getting close. 942 and we're looking for 950. Well, that's just a matter of moments, surely. And you'll notice as well, we are actually making money, which... I mean, I don't know how. But I'm happy and I will take it. Earning good money this early on in the game always feels nice. And we're just going to check again our budgets. Just to make sure. Oh, an electric needs a bit of upping. Ah, Worthy Village. Worthy Village accomplished. We can buy another area, which we're not going to. We don't need any more space right now. We need money. And now we've got districts, we've got policies, we've got a second loan, we've got emergency services, we've got forestry and agricultural specializations, we've got self-sufficient buildings, organic and local produce specializations, and of course, new policies. And that also comes then with a series of new buildings. So we've got police stations and high-capacity elementary schools, fire stations and the like. And obviously in here I've got a load of unlocked things because I have played this game a lot and I do love it. And then achievements down at the end, which I don't really pay attention to. So, all I was going to do very quickly before this kicked off was I needed to up our electric. Yes, and you know what? I'm actually going to save us some time because it's going to come round very quickly. And I'm just going to do that. We have now got taxes. Yes, that's fantastic. So we know everyone would be happy to pay 12%. And that's always a bonus, because by doing that, we should now find ourselves in a position to make some money. Who doesn't want to make money? Let's make some money. Okay, so we need to think police, we need to think fire, and again, at this stage, we don't have a huge amount of anything going on, really. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have a police station on this side, and I think we're going to use some of the special areas where we don't really have much that can go on. And for now, bearing in mind that most fires are probably going to be coming from the industrial areas at this stage. I mean, I'm guessing that. I'm not. But I think it's more important to make sure that we protect everything that's currently, burning and doing other things. So we're going to separate those two for now. We've got police coverage for people. We've got fire coverage for industry. And what we're going to do as well is we're going to plop down some more commercial along our what will be our main road. Yes, I know also what you're thinking. The main road means that eventually we might have to bulldoze everything, but that's fine. Like I said, most of these areas change and end up changing a lot. So that's fine. Let's not worry about it. The piece that I'm actually really looking forward to is having like a park, and I thought this could be like a really nice city park, which love to know what you guys think. And again, we've got Riverwalk along there, which I think will be really good. We've also got this other side, and I do think this will be a ridiculous good nature reserve at some point. And again, the only way to get over there, I think we can make this super friendly, so maybe a bus route only, so you have to take a bus to get here, or a pedestrian path over, but no cars onto that island, which I think would be great. So that's what I'm currently thinking. And then for the rest of this episode, I think what we need to do is just get ourselves to our next assignment, which is, nope, not Boomtown, it's Tiny Town, which is to find an extra 1,500 people. And I think that's going to be our goal at this stage. For this episode, let's get this series kicked off. Again, going to need help with you guys as to what to call it. It's currently called Lakewood, but I think there's probably a better name waiting to come. As we're growing, the population is growing, everything's growing. I mean, it's just fantastic, really, isn't it? We've got some money in the bank. I mean, not a huge amount of money in the bank, but we've got some money. We've got a little bit of coverage for medical. We don't have any fire coverage over this side, but that's fine. We've got police coverage over this side. And we have education. I've obviously downloaded some stuff in like a content... This is all content creator, like custom, I think. Anyway, that looks interesting. I don't know whether we'll use that one or not. But that's fine. So as we can see, like the demand and everything is just slowly pootling along. Nothing wow is happening. Nothing crazy is happening. But it's fine. As these things continue, piece by piece, they will build into that, and that will be fine. I think what we're going to do is next to the medical centre, I'm going to throw down some shops as well. So I do think shops are still going to be something that's required or needed or wanted, I should say. And, oh, if we had fences, I could fence that off and get some decent stuff going on this side. You can see as well we're having power outages, so I think it's time. It's time. We just have to accept 100%. And before the water does the same thing, we're going to give that 100% as well. There we go. We'll quickly check the numbers. 34 out of 40, and we got plenty on the waterfront, so we should keep our water system going for a little while longer. We are actually going to reconnect this as well, and I know this is going to move. None of you have to say it. It's definitely going to move, let's be honest. But we will end up putting this into a nicer location, or a more effective location, maybe is the word I'm looking for. But for now, let's just connect this up properly. And then I think the key piece here is going to be... Oh, that's annoying. I'm going to have to bulldoze a couple of pieces just to be able to line these up nicely. But I don't think anyone was affected, which is great. And as I was doing that, I looked at this and I thought, I don't like this. So I'm actually going to delete that road in the middle. I'm still thinking about the park there. And there's even a part of me that's thinking a big park that goes all the way round, and we got rid of that piece. It'd be quite nice. But we'll come back to that as an idea. And the reason why I was doing all of that was so that we could throw in a little bit more housing. Do we want housing in this funny shaped one? I don't know yet, is the answer to that. And I think for our... Because we do need some more, don't we? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to face that onto the park, which is fine. I'm not going to do that because I know what's going to happen. We're not going to get the jump in electricity, and that's just going to be really, really annoying. What we can do, however, is potentially drop or get the electricity to jump over this side. Possibly. Yeah, we're going to have to move that. So let's have a look at how we're doing for electric at this point. So we could do that to there, which would allow us to free up all of that space, which is great. And then that allows us to do a few buildings along this way. I think that's as far as we're going to go with that. We'll have some more on this side. See, with a bit of fencing, we could cut that off and... Yes, well, we don't have fencing, so that's that problem solved. I've also just realised there's no real reason why I left all of this free. It's not something that I'd thought about or done in any particular order or reason or rhyme for that matter. Rhyme or reason. But that's fine. We're also going to remove this one now that we've got a little bit more spread. And then this should allow us... Nice. So we're actually going to change modes. Just build that in there. And then chuck in a load of... No, that's annoying. Chuck in a load of housing over there. Nice. So here we have it. It's coming along quite nicely. I think we're going to add in... Give ourselves another block or two of... Yeah, another block or two of industrial. Because until we actually have specializations and that we can... I do actually think... Do we have... Yeah, I think we actually do. So we could start building... The only thing I would say about the building of industrial space... Can we... Can't do... Ah, we can. Okay. So we could actually start a farm. The problem with starting a farm is it's ridiculously expensive. And I say that because if we... no, you need to get it to a population of 1,500 anyway. So we will do that. So does that mean... Let's go very small. If we just did a small square here, you can't actually specialize it with anything. Now we could say it's farming specialization. And then hopefully, this will then be useful if we then build a big farm on some of this land, which looks like it's going to be fertile. Do we have natural resources? Not that fertile. Have a forestry industry, maybe? There's definitely some ore and iron and stuff like that in there, which looks great. Bit of oil. Oh, there's a big thing of oil down there. Okay. Oh, no. I clicked off of it by accident. We've made it to our first... Well, to the one that we wanted to. The tiny town. And this gives us the industry areas. Yes, pedestrian areas. Landscaping, which gives us access to fences. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Who would be excited about fences? I would be excited about fences. Fences will allow us to do great things. We've then got new services, which look fantastic. Fishing industry areas. Concerts, football, level 2 buildings. We've got a ton new policies. We've got a load of new roads. We've got paths. Yay. We've got canals. We've got a lot of rivers. Maybe canals could be quite interesting. I haven't played a lot or practiced a lot with that. Fences. Yes, exciting times. Parks. Fantastic. High schools. Yes, we've got all sorts now of stuff and goodies to play with. So we're going to really want to jump into that and get some of those things added into our areas just to make sure that people want to live there and that they can enjoy themselves. And what we're going to do is we're going to carry this on in the next episode. And again, if you like this, please do leave a like and hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be trying to get at least 1 to 2 episodes of this out every single week. And I'm also going to be doing some live streams as and when I can to start getting some of the detailing and nice things in between episodes. This channel is called MacMan Games, and there is a reason for that. Like I said, I'm a man, I'm using a Mac, and I love to game. So we're going to be looking at a few of the other games that you can play on Mac as well. So if you're a Mac user, this is the sort of thing that you could be using it for. And I've got to be honest, I mean, for me, I think this works really well. I'm seeing that we're now getting power problems. So before that all kicks off, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. And remember, Let me know in the comments below if you've got a good name for what this place could be called instead of Lakewood. Thank you.